I think Republicans are part of a coalition that wants to turn Donald Trump out of office because he's the worst president in the history of the country. He's a profound threat to the security of the country, and we have absolutely zero chance. And by zero chance, I mean zero, Z-E-R-O, zero chance of moving past this with Donald Trump in that job. He is completely unfit for it. He is unfit mentally. He is unfit physically. He is unfit intellectually. He is a conspiracy theorist who has the blood of over 100,000 Americans on his hands because of the incompetence and the ineptitude in the response to the coronavirus. The leading math and science country in the world is the epicenter of this, and there's one reason, and that's presidential incompetence. Full stop. Secondly, when you look at the Russian bounties, when you look at his disloyalty and treachery towards the men and women that he's sworn to command as commander-in-chief, the men and women who come from every race and creed, every corner of the country, the American people should not tolerate this. He has assaulted our institutions. He has desecrated his office. He has assailed the constitutional order. He has weakened the checks and balances. He has been a force for illiberalism. We see the rescission of democracy all over the globe. We see his assaults on our allies and the weakening of the American position. And so 4 years in, we stand at a moment of abject American weakness and tragedy that can't end until he's gone. And that's why there's so many groups out there telling the truth on Donald Trump, trying to convince these Republican voters to say, you're fired.
Do you feel you can keep the job you have or gain a job if you don't have one? Are you pleased with the ability of young people to buy a home, of the elderly to live their remaining years in happiness, of our youngsters to take pride in the world we have built for them? Are you convinced that we have earned the respect of the world and our allies? Let us resolve tonight that young Americans will always find a city of hope in a country that is free. And let us resolve they will say of our day and of our generation that we did keep faith with our God, that we did act worthy of ourselves, that we did protect and pass on lovingly that shining city on a hill.
Oh, wow. That's the latest line of attack from a group called Republican Voters Against Trump, one of the many, there are now many GOP groups working actively to stop Donald Trump's reelection effort. This video blending former President Ronald Reagan's words from one of his best-known speeches with news footage, real footage of Donald Trump's America today, trying to make the case for how far the party has fallen, and I would add the country has fallen under Trump, asking, has your party left you? Another trend out there, Republican-leaning voters who held their noses for Trump in 2016 but won't this time. From today's New York Times, quote, an emerging group of voters who dislike both major party presidential nominees in 2016, but who are now so disillusioned with President Trump and sufficiently comfortable with Mr. Biden that they are increasingly willing to support the Democrat.